Mary had a little lamb.
We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
Scripture teaches us that for everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. My friends, no matter what title you all, my colleagues, have bestowed upon me, speaker, leader, whip, there is no greater official honor for me than to stand on this floor and to speak for the people of San Francisco. This I will continue to do as a member of the House, speaking for the people of San Francisco, serving the great state of California, and defending our Constitution. And with great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress. For me, the hours come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect. And I'm grateful that so many are ready and willing to shoulder this awesome responsibility.
Oh, man. It's the end of an era. End of an era. Somebody deliver the flowers. Deliver the flowers right now. We were very lucky to have Nancy Pelosi's leadership for as long as we did. We were very, very, very lucky because, once she's gone and actually hands off to, I guess, Hakeem Jeffries from New York, once she does that, you will see the restructuring of the House, which caused her to step aside because the job title just went from Speaker of the House to Minority Leader. Yeah. And that kind of a restructuring could make anybody quit their job. It actually could. So that's what happened here. And, she's going to remain in the House, as she said there. But, I mean, you know what? So Hakeem Jeffries obviously will be getting, play calls from Nancy Pelosi. There's no doubt. Just think of it this way, for those of you who like to look at politics as a sport. It would be like if Bill Belichick was a part-time coach. Of course, he would want to have a say in every single freaking play called, right? Well, Nancy's going to be exactly the same thing, except that she's not going to be a minority leader. She had promised that she would do 4 more years 4 years ago, and of course she's honoring that. She's honoring that promise, A. And B, who the hell wants to be minority leader at 82 freaking years old? Not me. And definitely not after somebody went and attacked her husband with a freaking hammer, and the right-wing media, if you want to call them that, said, oh, your husband was out cruising Castro and, his gay lover beat him up or some crazy thing. Like their first inclination, the Republicans, their first inclination is not to denounce political violence of any sort. No, their first inclination is to create a conspiracy theory. So, I'm sure she wants to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show that is going to be the speakership of one Kevin McCarthy. Now, he doesn't have the votes yet. He's got, he was nominated, which is a minority. You just need one more than the minority, one more for the majority to be the nominee. So he got 188 votes, but to be the speaker, you need 218. You need the entire caucus to vote for you. And so he is cozying up to the clown car crazy chaos, creeps, and giving them what they want so that he can get their votes. And this is not going to turn out well for Kevin McCarthy. It's not going to turn out well for us. It's certainly not going to turn out good for America, but that's not anything that the Republicans are interested in, hence the conspiracy theories instead of denouncing political violence of any sort whenever they see it, right? And but you know what's really upsetting? I'll tell you the thing that really blows my mind. The House of Representatives was attacked by Trumpian maggots, okay? The House of Representatives came under assault It was smeared with people's fecal matter on the walls and the floors, okay? You know the story about 140 police officers were beaten, 140 police officers were attacked, and they used flagpoles as spears and weapons and crutches and, Blue Lives Matter flags, the poles to beat police officers. I mean, the irony of it. And still America voted for them to be in charge of that place. That for me is one of the most irritating facts to digest. The other really irritating fact for me is that last night, when the House was declared to be securely in Republican hands by virtue of getting to the magic number of 218, the representative that sealed the deal was a Republican who was elected in Los Angeles, in LA. I didn't even know Republicans were allowed to live in LA, let alone be elected in LA. But the race that put Republicans over the top in the House was a race in Los Angeles County. At first, I tried to, use like some sort of an excuse to salve, to ease my agony over something like that. So I said, well, maybe he's from Orange County and he's just pulling a doctor. Oh, no, he's an incumbent. He is a guy who's been there ever since the Trump wave, okay? Trump endorsed this guy. He's a former Navy fighter pilot. He had Trump's endorsement in 2020. He joined the House. He rejected the electoral votes from Arizona and Pennsylvania. He opposed the impeachment of Donald Trump after his workplace was attacked by Trump sycophants in the insurrection. And he's anti-choice. He's, for abortion bans. Seriously. And he won.
Steve Kornacki is showing up, which is how you know it's important. Steve, what can you tell us about the numbers coming in right now?
Yeah, we are getting numbers as we speak from a critical congressional district here. In fact, it has now been called. California's 27th district, L.A. County just released a batch of new votes. The Republican incumbent Mike Garcia has defeated his Democratic challenger Christy Smith. This win for Republicans is the 218th seat. Republicans have now secured a majority in the House of Representatives. The win by Garcia is number 218.
Hello, LA. Every time someone calls me from there, they say, well, I live in California. I live in LA. So, I don't really have to vote, but I'm going to, or I don't really have to vote, but I was thinking about it. Or are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Did you even know that this guy was amongst you? Did you even know? And so then I started thinking, well, listen, not every Republican is a MAGA nutcase, right? But then I found out this guy was endorsed by Donald Trump. This guy is anti-choice. This guy did, reject the impeachment of Donald Trump after the insurrection, after the House was attacked. And he was also an election denier who denied the certification of Arizona and Pennsylvania. What in the... You see, now, I don't know whose fault this is, but somebody has got to take the blame for this. Somebody has to. Okay. And I don't know if it's the DCCC. I don't know if it's that we totally ignore crazy, places where we could win. Like I was saying yesterday, the fact that crazy white supremacist Paul Gosar in Arizona, Andy Biggs too, all these crazy wackadoos from Arizona, that they run unopposed is such an anathema to democracy. And for that, I hold the DCCC accountable because they never, ever seem to show up. But this particular race in LA, he has run against the same person 3 times. And 3 times this girl who runs against him has lost to him 3 times. 3 times. And it's just, it's the height of irony that he is the 218th vote to give them the majority, to flip the House red so that we will have Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House. Kevin McCarthy. Now, the only thing that'll be fun about it is that we get to sit back with Nancy Pelosi and watch Kevin McCarthy make a complete travesty of the House leadership position, right? The speakership. But it's like, me having to hand the mic off to Alex Jones. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.